Hello, friends. How's everyone doing? Hope all is well with you and your family. Hey, this is Ruby Singh with the Real Estate News School. As you know, we've been covering a lot for the real estate section. Um, we covered about selling process, about if you're a first-time home buyer or if you're planning to get into real estate investment or if you're planning to sell your house. There's so much information on this channel. And I also want to, first of all, thank you, each and every one of you, from the bottom of my heart, for all that wonderful comments, and that I really, really appreciate that. That definitely makes my day. Um, and when I see that those comments, that how much this channel is helping you and your family and your loved ones, and how much you guys are learning from this channel. So that definitely makes my day work. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for all your liking the videos, your subscribing, your commenting on the videos, nice, wonderful comments, how you are sharing the videos, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I know that we've been talking about, now, because I got so many comments about buying a house, if it's renting a house is okay or renting is cheaper than the buying a house. So we covered all that in our previous videos. So if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch those videos, because that way you know exactly what we are talking and how we are covering from video to the next video to the next video. So go back, you can watch those videos or go on to the my playlist on this channel. And all the topics are separately, put it together. So what I bring upon, for you guys is all my real estate experience, how in this series that we are covering the overview of the buying process, how you can determine what are your wants, what versus your needs, right? And we will also cover about how to get into the house, what are the steps, what kind of loan you need, what kind of mistakes you need to avoid. There's so much information, I've been covering, and I will bring it to you guys. And, you know, I know that home buying is a stressful as is. I know that, guys, So I totally understand. But if I can help you understand and learn a little bit more better, that's definitely worth it. So, and also sometimes, when you don't know, there are people who do take advantage of you, or you don't want that to happen to you or to your loved ones, right? Because those bad people, they are all over, they are all around the world, and they don't care. They don't care if they are taking advantage of your naiveness. Naiveness is, what you don't know, right? But you know but once, that's why I'm bringing this awareness to you guys, because those kind of people are out there, who are just ready and to take advantage. They don't care in that process, if they are hurting you or if they are hurting your family, if they are, disturbing you mentally or financially. They don't care. At the end, it's all about them. That's it, right? So, but once you listen to this video, because I explain everything to you guys, with my 17 years of experience in real estate, I have a wide knowledge of real estate industry. I've been awarded by CDPE, real estate, that's a certified distressed property uh, specialist. I've been certified as a short sale, foreclosure, REO, moving up or downside seller, work with the banks. I work with the foreclosures, with REOs, and so that's why I'm trying to bring all the real estate inside encyclopedia to you guys from A to Z by step, by guidance, through for the, I will also cover about mortgages too, since we've been covering, about buying a house. So mortgage is part of that, right? So getting mortgages like getting a loan. So, or if you're a first time home buyer, if what kind of title you have to have, or cash, you're buying, or what, how you can hold a county title. There's a net sheet, there's a relocation, process, or contract negotiations. All that I will cover for you guys. Okay. So my goal is, to help you guys, to learn everything, so you or your loved one, nobody take advantage of you guys. Okay. So that way everything. And that's why, when I bring these videos, it's all, I've been in this industry, in the finance banking industry for, last 17 years. So I know mostly all in and outs of the real estate and mortgage industry. I was also underwriter for the banking field. I used to check all the finances and make sure, that person who is planning to buy a house, and I used to, always guide them what are the steps they need to take so they can qualify, and which will be the faster and cheapest route for them, right? So, and of course, so many of people that I've been working, who I help them sell their house, or I help them buy their house, or I help them working with the uh, banks or finances, or getting their loan, or getting into investment properties like that. They still call me for the guidance, um, and sometimes it's their kids now buying the house, or their kids now selling the house, or those homeowners, they are ready to sell the house, or they are looking to buy either a bigger house, or they are trying to downsize. So they still in contact. They trust me fully because I explain them everything from A to Z, because by that time the whole transaction, it it finished, they know exactly what to do. They are not in the limbo that what is going on. They know exactly, truthfully, honestly, they know everything upfront, on in front of them. Okay. So this is why, guys, I work really hard, and I'm very dedicated to the people I come across with. I strive for the excellence to, get the extraordinary results for them. And, I treat everyone with the integrity, with honesty, and the honor, no matter what the price range, and through the guidance and helping them. Okay. So let's talk today, guys, about, when you're ready to get into the house, right? As you see, we covered a lot about first time home buying, and what you need to do, and what you should not do, when you're planning to buy the house, right? Or, so we covered all that. So please go, if you haven't watched those videos, please go back and watch those videos, because over and over, so many people wrote to me that how much they are learning, and they had no clue And that's the reason when you don't have clue, when you are naive, there are those vultures. They are ready to take advantage. They take advantage of you. Okay. So that's everywhere in the world. Good people, bad people, that's all around the world. And they are in every nation. They are in every country, So that's why you have to go back and watch those videos or take the notes, or any question you might have when you're ready to get into real estate, you're planning to sell or buy or invest, or any question you might have. Just go back and watch my videos, because I have all those videos. They are covered step by step guidance, according to the, you know whatever you are looking for, right? So let's talk today, guys, about searching, how you can search the home that is right for you, right? Like in previous section, we cover what, you have to see what are your uh, needs versus what are your wants or desires, right? When you're looking to buy the house, right? We covered that. So if you haven't watched that video, please go back and watch that. So let's talk today about, searching for the right house. When you're buying a home, that is very exciting event, right? Because the process of finding the right property, right home, it can be daunting, correct? It is overwhelming, of course, right? It's a little bit scary when you don't know, but it's a major investment. It's an emotional time of making the lifestyle decision for you and for your family, correct? It isn't like buying a pair of, of a shoes, which I love shoes. Oh my God. I collect, I collect so many shoes. I love shoes. That's one of my, yeah. So anyway, but forget about that. So the pair of, it's not like buying a pair of shoes, right? So, and you just go to the department store or online and that's it. You get the shoe. But because you can't just return the house, right? That if it doesn't fit your needs, or if you're not satisfied with the, needs or desires, you cannot return it, correct? So because once you buy, that's it. You're in. And you are in for a long haul, my friend. Okay, so to avoid costly mistake that could haunt you for years, you need to make sure you do your homework, your due diligence properly when you going for the house hunting, correct? When you're searching for the house. So let's talk today, what goes into when you ready and when you're looking for that house, searching for that house. How, of course, you have to view the house, correct? Because for most, the prospect of going to view a home, it's a thrilling experience, right? When you going and looking for the house, it's tempting to think that this is the first step, you know buying a house, right? Just go and view the house. No, it's not. That is not the first step, guys. Because assuming you have your down payment, okay? You have your loan, your mortgage up pre-approved. Got it? And other financial issues, everything is handled. First thing you need to do is, before viewing any home, is to determine what you are looking for, right? That you have to determine what is your criteria. Do you need a certain number of bedrooms, or you need a certain number of bathrooms? Do you need a yard, right? Or do you need a big yard? You need a small yard, or it's a separate garden area, that is very, it's a necessary to your lifestyle, right? Do you want property only in particular neighborhood? How much are you willing to able to spend on that property, correct? So answering these questions will save you significant time and effort in running around, right? In on viewing those homes and that don't suit your needs, right? So you have to be very careful. You have to have your, points ready, that what kind of criteria fits you, what kind of, how many bedrooms you have to have, how many bathrooms you have to have, how, big or small yard you have to have, or you want a separate garden area, correct? Or if you want, property only in that particular neighborhood, how much you're willing to spend on that, correct? So answering these questions, that will definitely save you time, that you are not just wasting your time and wasting your energy just running around and chasing these homes, right? Because at some point it's very devastating. Yes, in the beginning it's like, whoa, whoa, you are just in that thrill, but after that, oh God, it's really very tiring running around and keep checking and looking for the homes that doesn't even suit you, you know. So once you decided upon your criteria, you then you start searching. Then you call the professional and let them know what you are looking for. And the good agent will listen to your needs and wants, and they'll make sure that it fits your needs and wants, that criteria, you know. So they will definitely get to work on your behalf, on your, short listings, those properties, and that meet your criteria. So you can start your viewing from there, So, and then comes the fun part, finding that perfect home you've been dreaming of, right? Does that give you goosebumps? Yeah, it does. Definitely. Once you find that property, guys, that the property that is in your budget, the property that is, exactly what you're looking for, and that's it. It comes to you on the silver platter, So yes, it's a thrilling, it's a thrill to the fun part. That's the perfect home that you found it what you was dreaming of. So you have you guys, you have to have schedule adequate time, when you are going to view the home. Make sure you got plenty of time to really view that house from critical perspective. Schedule enough time to do a proper inspection, right? Look into all, closets or crawl spaces, right? Because it's possible you will be living there for years to come. So 5 minutes strolling around is not going to be adequate to form an opinion, right? So make sure you take a time, right? Search, look into what exactly, you are looking into, 2 hours or 1 hour to view your potential house is an appropriate to really searching for that perfect property. So, um, because when you spend a long time viewing the house, you're more likely to pay, of course, a lot more attention into it, and it fits. You'll find a house which fits your budget, right? Another thing you have to be careful, you have to be thorough, okay? Because, you know, it's relating to schedule, adequate time to view the house, be thorough when checking it out. You make sure those drawers, cabinets, or cupboards, they, the furniture or the areas, the stains, the sign of wear and tear, right? Those are like readily evident, correct? So, even if there's a rugs, you think that something is not right under those rugs, lift it up and see if necessary, correct? So while this may seem rude, but it's not. It's your house, guys. You and your family gonna live there for years to come, right? So you are about to make a substantial investment and you need to know exactly what you are getting yourself into. Because, you know, it's sometime, there's position chair could be hiding something. So you have to be you have to free to look where you need to. Of course, if you are dismiss, some from the start, do only like minimal walkthrough or don't bother with the inspection at all. But if the property has potential and is something you like, right? Make sure you do your diligence check, okay, behind the door, or look into, something is not, if it's not properly not supposed to be there, right? Or floor is not broken and it's just covered under the chair or the rug. So, right? So you have to do that because you are spending, you know, you are buying a house, you're spending your hard-earned money to buy that property, and also, of course, it's gonna be years that you will be living there. So you have to see what comes with that property, you have to confirm what comes with that home, whether, the stand or fixture or exclusive use of that home. If the homeowner will remove those fixtures, or our appliances like a refrigerator or washer or dryer that include in the sale, correct? So make sure to get confirmation in writing, that if you decided that you would like to buy that property. Okay. So if you want any of those appliances, if you want refrigerator, if you want washer dryer, make sure, or you want chandelier, make sure you include all that in that list, guys. Okay. And be, I- I've been saying that to you guys over and over throughout these videos, always, always, always be honest. Number one key, be honest. Doesn't matter if you're buying a house, doesn't matter if you're selling a house, doesn't matter if you are, getting into property investment. Be honest, guys, from get-go, from the beginning. Okay. So, and put yourself in other person's shoes. That I've been saying that to you guys, right? Put yourself in other person's shoes, right? If You have to consider if someone else does that, you know, when someone is dishonest, they don't like it when someone else does it to them or their family, right? So simple, that's life's one simple formula. Just be upfront, be honest in everything in your life, in your relationships, in your, you know, anything you deal with in life, guys. So that's what I'm trying to explain that to you. You know, if you want anything, or if you know, don't have that in writing, don't go back and complain about it. Be upfront and make that in writing. If you decided that you would like to buy that property, and those are the things, you know, you are interested, right? So don't another thing I want to bring it to you guys sometime, you know, home seller or some of these agents, you know, they do like staging, you know, these sellers, they use, try to, you know, sell it fast, or these agents try to sometimes sell it fast. It's a people, and people are everywhere in around the world, and you know, these people, they all have their tricks in their sleeves, right? Not everyone is honest. Not everyone, you know, like to be honest at front, right? They try to play these clever tricks, you know. So you and sometimes, you know, either agent or the seller, again, it's a people. Everyone is, all people are people. They are all different, you know, part of life, and they are all over the world. They are same, right? Not everyone is honest, and not everyone is upfront, and not everyone is, you know, they're bad people, they're good people. So sometime, you know, when these sellers or these some of the agents, they create these tricks to make home just appealing, just to sell it. They can strategically light a room, or they draw the attention, you know, from the problem, right? So they apply the fresh coat of the paint, you know, cover the water damage, or if there's any mold issues, you know. So while you are viewing the house, you know, look beyond the immediate aesthetics of the interior decoration, guys. Okay, focus your attention on what you will get when the furniture or those hi-fi interior decoration are stripped away, right? And the reality comes out. Okay. So that's why you have to be always, you know, do your diligence, correct? Don't just rely, okay, yes, if you are a good person, the other person you are dealing with is also a honest or a good person, right? This people comes in all shape and you know who they are, different personalities, correct? So you have to do your diligence, you have to do your checkings, right? Another point I want to bring it, guys, that you have to keep your emotions at bay. When viewing a home, initially try not to get attached immediately, because keeping your emotions out of the consideration and only, you know, consider the potential property as a building, you need to inspect and assess, you know, what is going on. Rapid emotion, sometimes emotional attachment, it cloud or decision making. right? Because we are attached to that, correct? It doesn't matter if it's a person or if it's a building, correct? Right? It's an emotional attachment that cloud our judgment, guys, right? It clouds our judgment, it clouds our decision making, or we when it clouds the emotional, when we are attached to that person or to that building, it allows us to overlook all the failings, right, that in that building, in that house, right, or that person. We overlook that. We don't even see it. We see it, then we brush it off. Oh no, it can be fixed. Definitely, it's okay. It'll be okay after, right? But then, yeah, after years and years and years, you realize, oh no, that was a big mistake. Even though you've been seeing all those signs right there, right? But since you were, you know, attached to it, you overlooked all those gray signs, right? You overlooked it because you allow it. You allow it to overlook all the failings. It's been happening over and over and over and over, right? So, and yes, sometimes we don't see it at first time. Sometimes we see it at second time. Then we see it third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. But yeah, because we are emotionally attached to it, we keep overlooking it, right? So these and then it becomes, major problems, guys, right? Major problems of, your time you wasted, major problem of emotions you wasted, right? Major problem of, what you have to deal now because you overlook those problems mentally, right? It affects you mentally, physically, and also emotionally and financially, right? So certainly, guys, an emotional attachment that will affect our ability to calmly and dispassionately, right? It's you know, you have to be really look into it. Okay, don't let that, you know, the emotional attachment cloud your judgment. Okay, so also another point I'm gonna bring it to you guys is that view it, multiple times. If you have found a, like that you are the property you are strongly interest you, view it multiple times. Okay, you are more likely to identify, the potential problems if you view it several times at different times of the day, right? If you're also, if you glean knowledge of, you can check the neighborhood at various times. It's a street, if it's not busy in the late morning, or if it's the commuter route time, early morning or mid afternoon, right? You have to keep all these factors in mind. This will, this way you will know what traffic is like in that area and how much is the noise level, you know, that occur at different times. Okay. So consider, guys, the overall um, context. When viewing the property, don't just consider the property on its own. View it in the context of its location. What is the area like? What is the property adjacent? If there's a um, is close to the train track or noisy. There's an intersection. If there's a pub or there's a restaurant close by, it's it, it get noisy at night. So go there and view it at different times. How close are you, to the things you might need, right? Such as freeways, the schools, the public transportation, the grocery stores, the hospital, correct? So that's what you need to bring that into that factor. So these actually are important questions, guys, you have to consider when viewing the property, as they can add or subtract from the overall enjoyment of your home for long run. Okay. And another point I want to bring, guys, is that don't don't go viewing the house on your own. There's a security factor in traveling to unoccupied house alone. Okay. Because sometime, you never know who's hiding in that house, right? Who's sitting in that house. So additionally, because there are other ways, this makes, it makes you vulnerable, right? Because there's because if you go by yourself and you don't have someone or an agent with you, the seller or might their agent, think you are unrepresented, and they might take advantage of you, right? So if you, like, there are agents who just work for the buyers, let them do the job. If you come across a property that you are interested, but your agent hasn't told you about, right? Because it might not meet all your criteria inside, right? So if you think you want to view it, give them the address or the phone number so they can call and arrange the proper viewing for you, because together, or they can take you inside the house even the owner is not present at that time, right? Because they are agent and they have schedule with the owner or the agent, right? That they want to view, you are interested in viewing in that property. Okay. Another point I want to tell you guys is that, because when you're assessing a home for potential purchase, because there are important items to be on the lookout. Okay. The primary one is the condition of that property. Okay. Is the home structurally sound? Walk around, you know, the interior of the home, checking the walls, ceilings, cracks, line cracks, or expected in some places. Check the exterior of the cracks, or cracks could be, it's a sign of property isn't structurally sound. Okay. Point at which, extension, join are places to look, or cracks, that often occur because it's not properly structured. So look for loose or broken tiles, or the roof or the broken gutter, or evidence of damage or drywall or weakness on the floor. It's acceptable to ask how long it's been like that, or whether they will fix it before, you know, you, you buy that property. Or if you see a major crack, or you know, uh, on the walls, or have a structure, you know, assess that situation, guys, and then also, sometimes you can also look for the evidence of the mold. And sometimes mold, guys, mold is, you can even smell the mold. Mold damage are the major problem that will cost you a lot to clean and to repair. Okay, because it's a health hazard. So just don't look, overlook it. Okay, you can, smell it as well. Mold frequently, it gives you that musty smell. So even when there are no visible signs, inspect all crawl spaces, basement area, walls, plaster flaking, there's watermarks on the wall or ceilings, it will show. Even fresh coat of paint in part of the room could be, indication of the mold, if there's a patched by the paint, right? So don't overlook the ceiling and around the skirting, properties. These are the evidence of water damage or water leakage. You have to ensure. Also, another point I want to make is that you have to ensure, guys, that heating and air condition, you know, electric is in good working condition, and um, other aspects to consider when looking at general condition of the property. There's a heating, air condition system are properly working. You should have like an expert assess that they are in appropriate model or capacity and they are working properly, because they, when you need to replace it, it's very costly. you know Check all the electric panel. It should be, you know not be old or outdated. It must be easily accessible, and it should be in good working condition, ensuring that all the wirings are working properly. You don't want to spend a fortune just rewiring the home to bring it up to your standards. So consider if there are enough power outlets and if they are in good condition. Okay. Um, and you have to inspect the basements, and you have to inspect the attics. Check the attic for water leakage issue. Look for water damage or leaks, that may have affected the, insulation around the walls or ceilings of the attic. Make sure the insulation is in adequate for, where the property is located in the basement. Look for evidence of moisture problem if the water is leaking onto the floor or water around the foundation. Okay, so there should be no crack in the walls or any wood, such as, those are exposed beams, and it should be in a good condition with no rot. Okay. You need to also check, look into the pipes and turn on the, water taps, correct? To check the plumbing is up to date, run taps to ensure that they work properly, the water pressure is strong enough. Exposed pipes in unheated areas should be, insulated, or, if they are in colder weather, frozen pipes will eventually cause water to, water damage, those pipe damage. So it's particularly important for health perspective to determine that the pipes aren't made of, another thing you have to check is they are not made of lead, because if they are, you will have to replace them. Also check the age and condition of the water heater, guys. Okay, because all these factors These are not only health hazard, but also they are, you know, with when you try to replace them, it's very costly. So another factor is exterior. When you look, checking the house, check the exterior of the home is in good shape or well maintained. Check for the evidence of the water around the foundation, which may indicate, drainage issue, or the ground should slope away from the foundation. If there's a porch, it should have a foundation, not simply to sit on that soil. Check the driveway, the walkways, leading to the house. They don't have a cracks, or it's not crumbling. Okay, check the siding of the home, that is in good repair, is in good shape. Look at the landscaping of the property. It shouldn't be, unkept or unsightly, as it indicate, lack of care. The sprinkler system, if there's one, should be in that proper working condition. If there's a deck, make sure it ensure that there's no decay or damage, from any termites or beetles. Okay. So another thing you have to consider, guys, history, property history. If it's a good practice to know all that you can, about the sales of the history of the property you have under consideration. Don't simply settle for the information, contained in the customer copy of that listing, right? So as the agent, more details, more information, find answer to how long the property has been on the market, and whether it was previously listed, or it was withdrawn, why it was withdrawn, why it's been on the market for that long, or why it is now relisted at lower price, why it didn't get sold, right? So these kind of questions that can help you decide how much to offer. Okay. You also need to be detailed information on the property, because most of which, it will be available sometime on the public record. A bit of research online with the disclose the name of the owner, original age of the home, mortgage history, the parcel number, previous sales of the property, property deeds, of if there's any judgments or any liens are against on the property or against on the seller. So information about how much the property taxes are, whether they are paid or in that areas, will also be available in the record. You also be able to see if there were like permits obtained to make improvements on that home, or there's a permits could be it's complicated, guys. It's complicated to the sale of that property, because if liens were attached, by the contractor, or improvements were not done up to the code, that is could come up as a problem. Okay, because it's not according to that city code, right? You might have to remove the whole thing. City might ask you to remove it if it's not according, all those improvements you've been doing, they are not according to the city code. It's not done up to the code by that contractor. Okay, so don't skip the search, because it reveals important information about the property in which you are interested, and it could save you money. You can get this information, either through public record or through your agent, or you know sometime, they because the agent, they have access to such kind of data about the history of the property, and if you're not using um, the agent or their services, you can obtain this information. You can go to your local title company and you can order that title for a small fee. Okay, so that's why you have to be careful when you're making these kind of choices. Once you've done all your homework, you need to decide whether this house will be a right fit for you. If it's important that you step back and you evaluate all the information available to you, from viewing the house, inspecting it, the condition of the property, you obtain the public records, all these you have to keep in mind, guys. Okay. You likely to need compromise on some of priorities, because another thing is, guys, I want to bring it up. Not, no home is completely perfect. Same thing like people, right? People are not perfect either. They are not completely perfect either. Okay. So same thing as property. So, and a first home is often a starter on the way to your dream home. Okay. However, well, if it fits your needs or your desires or your lifestyle, there will be things you wish you could change. For example, wishing that uh, oh, that the park might be close to you, or you wish that house is, some of people, they have big thing about, oh, the house has to be facing east or west, something like that. So, they are, you know, or the fancier, neighborhood. At the end of the day, you need to decide the factor that are most important to you. If you prefer the neighborhood over the house, you may decide to look for a different type of property within the same community. There's a condo, for instance, instead of townhouse, correct? So if finances are the issue, guys, you might want to discuss with your lender, with your bank, whether they would be willing to increase your mortgage, or but use caution and only do this if you can afford it. There's no point like in getting into financial trouble just to get that specific property when more affordable houses, that could do just well around the area. Okay. So lower your expectation on the condition of the house. If your inspection reveal a few small problems, you could still buy the property and do the repair yourself, right? Use the problem as a bargaining chip to get reduced price from the seller after getting quote from professional for cost of repair, you know. So don't estimate based on your judgment, and don't let the seller decide how much he thinks, you know, it will cost. Ask a professional yourself. Also, don't let the seller get the quote. Okay. Be prepared to walk away. All right. Because, if you not getting, make sure, if you're not getting emotionally attached until, you bought and moved in, and then you see, oh my God, what did I do? So at the end of the day, guys, you have to find out, what compromises are required, in more than one you are prepared to make, or if it's for you, you want to just walk away. If it's not the right fit, right? And you've seen all the reports, you've seen everything. And even though, you like that house, just prepare to walk away if it doesn't fit you. Because otherwise, it will cost you later down the line if you are, you know, your emotions are cloudily, you know, it's clouding you, your thinking and your decision. So, all right, guys, I think we covered a lot again, and hope this helped, you know, to find out when you are planning to search the home and how you can definitely have, the right property for you, right? And it fit your needs and fit your family's needs. Okay, we will talk soon. And thank you so much. And till then, take care, guys. Bye.